Hello, Internet, and welcome to Neon Souls, our Sprawl game. You're here for our very first session, so lucky you. Thanks for joining us. I am Sean, the Kraken King. I am going to be running, or really like herding this endeavor based on our session 0. These fools have a lot to bring to the table, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get started, if you didn't see our session 0 last week, you might be missed on a couple of things, but I think you'll be pretty set. We didn't do too much last time, but if you can go watch that and see everything that we're going to reference here today. But yeah, let's I'm going to have these guys introduce themselves, and then we're just going to jump right in and get going. GB, what do you have going on?
Graybeard at Graybeard Tavern. Check out my Twitter. It should have my schedule correct there. Next thing I have coming up is Sunday, 10 a.m. here on my channel, where I get to play with all my swords and toys, because we're going to go to the darkest of dungeons. The final episode of that, and then we got to find a new game until December when Darkest Dungeon 2 comes out. That's all I'm going to plug today.
Nice. Oh, go ahead and introduce your character too. Since
Yeah.
the first one.
I'm gonna be Carl Jackson, or Klaxon. He is a driver and drone jockey, ex-military character. I never play any of those, so. But yeah, that's Klaxon.
Awesome. Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan, or Imagine Matrix on the internet. I am a cosplayer. I don't really have anything to plug right now because I am moving, but if you like cosplay, you can follow me on the internet and see all of those costumes that I've done. And I'm going to be playing Clarity. She is a hacker with an interesting personality, so that'll be fun to get into.
Excited to see it. Savannah.
Hello, it's me, Savvy, at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter, the only other place I exist. You know me, I'm here constantly. My streaming schedule is also pinned to my Twitter. It's basically the same as a GGK schedule because, I have nothing else to be doing except streaming games with my friends. Today, I am playing Choke, the killer. She is a big beast of a woman, former boxer turned pit fighter turned gun for hire.
Awesome. And last up, Sid.
Hello, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. I'm a GGK exclusive. I'm here on Thursdays, every other Thursday. I'm here on Fridays, and I'm here on Sundays. So come say hi. Or on Twitter while I'm shitposting. Today I'm playing Marilee Marks, aka Impulse, the reporter. So yeah, she's let's just say she was in the entertainment industry and now is going to find justice and more followers.
Great. So like I said, last time we kind of talked about the crew. You guys talked about a little bit about some of the jobs that you'd run together, and we came up with our city that we're going to be working in, San Angeles, and that's where our story is going to begin here, in the dredge of San Angeles, far beneath the pristine upper levels of the city out over the bay, where the rich work and ignore the plight of the common masses. That's where you find yourselves amongst these masses, scraping by, doing what you can to survive. So one of the things we talked about before we got started here is I had asked, where are you guys right now? Like, what is your sort of base of operations? You guys are a team. You work together. You do jobs together. I assume you have some sort of, I don't know, warehouse or hold up or some place that you do your prep work, get ready for jobs, things like that in? Do you have something like that? Or do you guys want to come up with some other way that you guys communicate and sort of coordinate your missions?
I would advise you to be careful when giving your players a warehouse.
You have no idea
I know,
what they'll
I'll
do with
regret
it and how much.
But you guys can be as creative with it as you want. It can be a virtual space or it can be a real space. And it can be, I don't know. I mean, you guys have flying tanks and stuff, so I can't really limit you with real estate.
I imagine if it's a real space, it's grimy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
So, but some of you guys wouldn't necessarily have that kind of lifestyle, right? I mean, like Impulse, you might have like a flat that's just, white, pristine, all window, gorgeous,
we just all hang out on Impulse's couch.
Actually, here's what I was thinking. So, Impulse used to have, she was like a D-list SimSense star. So she has like a little bit of money from like royalties, that sort of thing. But, it's wearing a little thin. So I figure maybe she has like a place where she can like do her, I don't know, similar to like maybe all of our homes where like we make one spot like, acceptable for, streaming or, recording things. But the rest is, it's a little down on our luck. And so, yeah, everyone can just come hang out there.
That works too. So, Impulse, you have probably a rent-controlled flat somewhere that you've been able to hold on to, despite your dwindling assets, and your current being. I think you're one of the people that are being hunted, by your former employer. So maybe it's not under your real name.
Probably not.
But it is something you have. Okay. Sorry, you were saying something, Jimmy.
Oh, I was just gonna say it definitely there. I see us having a base or whatever that is like an old shop or something. That's maybe it's either, and help me out, peeps. Input. It's either like a place that's been abandoned and then we made it nice on the inside, or it's just somewhere we're at and then we move when we get busted. We move to a new place.
I like the idea of like an old like busted up like mechanic shop or like a garage that's no longer in business, and some of their stuff got left behind, and so we took that because some of us have like guns to maintain and drones to build. I don't know what you do with them, but to maintain. So like the inside, just having all of these like cobbled together like workbenches and like pieces of machinery that were like left over.
Gotta be like a body bag hanging there for choke.
Oh yeah, there's just one corner that's like a little
gym.
Gym.
And Clarity, would it be cool to like maybe have like a catwalk that goes up to like what used to be an office, but now that's like the cleanest place because that's where the actual computers are?
I imagine Clarity is actually like claimed like the biggest supply closet she could find and is holed up in there with a bunch of empty ramen cups and like a bunch of computer screens and papers and just absent-minded professor nonsense and mess everywhere.
That's so good.
Like literally a converted like janitor's closet type thing. Awesome.
I was imagining like looking for supplies and then like opening the wrong closet door and Clarity just like
essentially.
And then like you open it up like, I just wanted the ammonia. I'm sorry. Okay.
Should be more like, oh, hey, can you get me some more noodles if you're here? I mean, you bothered me, so.
You just spend a lot of time accidentally opening the door and then going and making ramen.
Yeah.
Everybody just knowing that if you're making ramen in the microwave, it's probably because you opened Clarity's door on accident.
Yeah, pretty much. I do like the idea of like a catwalk with like the clean space being like where we plan like our jobs and stuff though.
Yeah.
So like the office has been converted as like bulletproof glass or something, or we want it to be someday. And it's got like a whiteboard and an actual like table.
Oh, okay. I have a plan. If we ever like need to meet with anyone, like it's abandoned up top, but that's actually the ground floor, so we can like bring clients into the nice space, and then we don't let them down into the door that actually goes down to where we hang out because it's wrecked.
That's good. I'm sure it's just garbage.
I like the idea too that it's like curtains. It's like Roman blinds that we put down over the glass that looks out. So when they come in, it's just this wall of like white, these immaculate Roman style curtains that close down, and so they can't see out. But it's just this office space that's like they expect it to open up and see the city, but it's not. It's like the hover tank on blocks and drones and Klaxon working on it. Weird wires hung up and strung to a closet, like these big cables or something.
Imagine Choke is spending a lot of time just trying, like, window by window, because they're probably all like mismatched and grimy, just like putting in big panes of bulletproof glass, just one at a time as they get money.
I don't even know why I'm here at this point. I feel like you guys have done so much better job of setting this up than I possibly could have.
Welcome to our universe.
The only thing that I would suggest, so I like this idea, and to consolidate this all in one place, because you said this like a mechanic shop, and everything like in the city is like built on top of each other, and like nothing is just a singular building. Could we say that Impulse, your flat, is actually like above the workshop? Like,
oh heck yeah!
Okay, so like everything is in one place. You guys are all staying in one location, and this is like your base of operations. I love this, and I'm gonna say there's a convenience store probably like across the alleyway, across the street, and that's where you're getting all your ramen from, and all of your snacks and stuff. Awesome.
Who runs the convenience store? We know them. We totally know them.
Okay, what's their name?
Beverly.
This is where I struggle. Mr. Convenience.
I mean, no, that's the name of the store now.
Yes, Mr. Convenience.
Run by Beverly Convenience. Don't let me name things. It's all going to be that.
It's the entire convenient family.
Yeah. Okay.
Who runs
perfect.
the restaurant down the road? Mrs. Restaurant.
So, this shop does the last question I have before we start setting things up. This mechanic shop, I imagine it was once like a functioning shop. Does it have a name or something, or do you guys have some sort of like sign?
So it's the same thing that I have on the sides of the hover tank. Is these like antiquated billboards that are like digital flat screen type TVs, and depending on who we are at the time, we can sell it as different things. So we change it, and I've made like a list of like a half dozen covers that we have. And Clarity, if you would be so kind as to set up like fake web pages for all 6 of these fronts.
Amazing.
So we could change it at any time and be like, oh no, this is, we're I'll throw a couple out. The handy dandy repair and remodeling, company, or Swampy Sam the Sewer Man, and like little bad alligator graphic and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Imagine that tracks, because small businesses probably don't last very long.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's like a different business.
Where'd
every couple
Swampy
of
Sam's
weeks.
go? Who cares?
Yeah. It's a Mr. Convenience now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Perfect. So you're all here right now, where we are currently picking up. I imagine Choke is working on like the speed bag downstairs in her little workout section. Klaxon, you're probably underneath a drone, kind of like elbows deep in it, working on fixing something or patching something. Clarity inside your little hidey hole supply closet, pitch black except for the computer screen currently illuminating you in this like bluish greenish glow, and Impulse live streaming
Is upstairs. Yeah, probably doing like live stream like makeup tutorials. It's really important that you just get there and there, my loves. You just really want, yeah, just right there. See? Snappy, easy. All right, ta-ta, love you. Kisses. Yeah, done.
God, I hate her so much.
And as you guys are all working right now, I think Clarity, since you probably handle like the digital front, some like digital communication that comes in, you receive we're gonna say email is still a thing in this day and age, but you receive a little like notification pops up that you've received a message, and the text is just like all bold with like exclamation points in front of it and behind it, and it just says job offer.
I click it.
Okay. I don't know why I paused there. I mean, you're going to open it either way. Anyway, you open the email.
No, send that one to spam. It's definitely
Yeah.
spam with that.
I guess that is an option, and then we just like end the session for today.
Yeah, we're done, guys.
You open up the email, and what it is it's very to the point. There's no like header or anything like that, and there's not even a return address on it that is listed. It's like unknown sender, and it says gives you a location. It says for a meeting at a like a retail center a few blocks over. There's a like a SimSense retail store that you're familiar with, and it says to meet there this afternoon at around 6:00. And that's about all the detail it gives you, though. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's all you get from the email itself. It just gives you a location and a time to meet.
Okay. Clarity is going to go ahead and alert the rest of the team to a job offer her favorite way by triggering the fire alarm. Which, whenever it goes off, they know to come meet her.
I wish I had a sound effect for that. I'm going to have that ready for next time.
Do we have sprinklers in this place?
No, she just triggers the sound. Well, she triggers the sprinklers in specific places if she knows someone's going to be there and she really wants to mess with them a little bit.
All right, so when it goes off, it's bang. Son of a. Oh, okay.
Impulse does one of those like across the face, like, damn it.
Okay, let's go. And he grabs up the spider bot and puts it on his shoulder, heads towards the closet.
All right, you guys all kind of open. The closet door opens, light streaming inside from the mostly functioning fluorescent bulbs out in the hallway as Choke, Klaxon, and Impulse are all just like moving in the door to see what's up with Clarity.
Clarity turns off the fire alarm and is just like, hey guys.
Hey. Steal.
That was a lovely greeting. We'll work on it for next time. Anyway.
He looks at the other two like,
So, there was like a job offer and they said to meet us at the retail center, you know, around 6, maybe it was 8. No, it was definitely 6. Yeah, so if we want to go do that, we can.
okay.
Details?
Oh no, it just said job offer. It wasn't really detailed at all.
So, Impulse, you're gonna,
I
It
mean, I
all-
can
Get prepared.
try and find more information on it if you want, but I kind of like the surprise.
Yeah, if the surprise is Catechism Assassins, I rather not.
That would be so exciting.
It's exciting for you because you're not the one getting shot.
That would still be a little exciting, but not too exciting at that
Fair.
point. Still a little.
I'll make you more noodles if you focus.
Okay.
Can you get more deets and make sure it's not a catechism scam? And then I'll get ready to, make us some money.
Define scam.
They're trying to actively kill us.
Okay, that sounds like what a scam would be. Okay, so I'll go check on that. Okay.
Does it?
Thank you. She's doing
So
it. I'll
I
go
guess
get more noodles.
I'm gonna not plug into the. I'm gonna not jack in with my cyber eyes like physically, but gonna just go to my computers and start trying to figure out stuff. So I'm not gonna physically jack in, but I'm gonna jack in via computer.
Okay, so you're gonna try to like backtrace the email or something to see if you can find more information on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're not using, I think you get. Okay, this is one of the things I needed to remind myself. You get a bonus, I think, for using a neural interface, or you get a detriment for not using it. I cannot, for the life of me, remember.
I think I just looked at it and it was, so if you don't use your neural interface cyberware or if you elect not to use it to jack in, you cannot be physically harmed by ice, but you roll all the matrix moves at -1 instead of using the relevant stat.
Okay, instead of using the stat. So you will roll -1 to all of this. Okay, yeah, you can do that, but you're at a much less physical threat for that. So I'm gonna have you roll to log in would be the appropriate roll for this, and our first roll of the game. So roll -1.
Okay, let's see. Whoops, hold on. And then -1. Ooh, that wasn't good.
Oh boy. So that's a 2 total.
Yeah.
All right. So on a 6 minus, you're in, but I'm going to choose 2 from the list. We're not even in the mission yet, but I'm going to say, I'm going to say an alert is triggered and access is restricted. So here's what you get. You do get in. You trace this back. You can only get so far. The email seems to have come from an IP address connected to a let me double check something. What to do. Yeah, you trace it back. It comes from an IP address that is connected to actually like near the retail center that you've been contacted to meet this person in, specifically over a like a utility or like I'm trying to think of a good word, some sort of like utility store, someplace that sells like what's the word, like a Home Depot. Essentially, like Cyberpunk Home Depot. You get to about that far before you start catching, like you're getting hit by some firewalls and you start getting blocked by certain things as you are trying to navigate it. But you do locate this section here, and you're in their system that was used to send this email address or this email to you.
Clarity just leans back in her chair out of the closet and goes, Hey, Impulse.
Oh. It's 30 more seconds on the noodles.
Oh, no, thank you. Does Catechism own, like, Cyberpunk Home Depots?
We're gonna call it Cyber Depot. I think.
Does Catechism own any Cyber Depots?
Would I know that?
It's not interesting if you fail the roll, so I'm not gonna have you roll for it. Yeah, no, not for that. Wouldn't really be like something they'd get in a business that they would get into. They own a lot. They're a parent company to a lot of smaller like chains and retailers and stuff, but that's not one that you're aware of.
Not likely.
Okay, then it's probably not Catechism Assassins. Like, don't quote me on that, but it's like definitely probably not. Like, most likely not.
All right, well, these noodles are definitely probably ready. One sec.
Oh, cool.
I'm definitely probably gonna get shot.
Oh no, that's okay. Like, we can, like, if it's a problem, we can just beat him up. I mean, you guys can beat him up, or two of you guys can beat him up. I don't really know if Impulse throws a punch well, and I know that I can't see very well, so punching people's kind of hard when you can't really see them. You know, I can see like their cyberware and stuff. That's easy to see, but you know, it's just really hard to see for me personally. Right. I'm sure if you can see, it's really easy to actually hit someone with a punch. But for me personally,
Impulse takes a bit of noodles and just like puts them in her mouth.
Okay.
I'm gonna go shower.
Yeah, I'll get ready.
Meet you guys out here later.
I do have a question for clarity. What is the stealth rating of your deck?
Stealth rating of my deck. Gotta scroll. 2.
2. Okay, so you're good. Okay. This is all gibberish. The stealth rating is like there are a bunch of ratings with the hacker's hardware, and you had a trace of +1 on that. If the trace exceeds your stealth rating, then you're compromised and bad things might happen. But you're good on that. Okay, so you guys take some time to get ready. Anything specifically that you guys want to do to prepare? But otherwise,
Have we said what we look like?
I don't know if we did that in the last session, actually. So yeah, this is a good like equipment montage. You guys have all been shrouded in shadow as we're having these conversations. And as you all meet up, I assume you're probably just walking to wherever you're going right now. It's like a block over. I mean, you could take a car if you want, but parking's gonna be terrible. So as you guys all like garage doors open, you all step out into the neon city streets. Let's get some character descriptions. So what's Klaxon's deal?
Oh, dang it. Can I go last?
Yeah, let's go the other way.
All right.
Impulse, what is your deal?
She changed wigs from whatever she did the makeup tutorial for. She really does try to keep Impulse and Merrily like pretty separated, for her safety. But yeah, changed wig, probably this one. Redid makeup, dark shades, put on a ridiculously like almost kind of pointy like fascinator hat, matching outfit with like literally square shoulders that sort of poke out here. She's only 4'11", but she's wearing almost like 5.5-inch heels, like just like we're talking like Gaga platforms. And she has a tiny little handbag, but that's where she keeps her gun and her lipstick. But she's ready.
Perfect. And like looming behind her, I assume, Choke.
Yes, next to her, behind her, concerned if something goes wrong, how Impulse is going to be able to run in those shoes, is a large woman. Choke is real tall. I'm clocking her right now at about 6'2". Very muscular. She's light skin, this really, really short, short on the sides, a little bit longer on top, like platinum, almost like white blonde hair. She's got some scars going on. She's got a few kind of across her torso, one across her chin. She wears the same thing every day, which I imagine upsets her fashionable friend. She wears essentially like a black like sports bra or like halter, black cargo pants, a big black belt, and black combat boots. When they're going to a job, she will put on a thick leather jacket to protect her from some of the bullets. And she's pretty much her whole back, shoulders, and arms are covered in these tally mark tattoos. There's a bunch of them, probably about 150. And her right arm is a robot arm. So she's got one cyber arm, and then wrapped around the forearm of her other arm is just this big fuck off chain. Yeah, she's got guns too.
Okay.
I think I have an assault rifle and a pistol. I got those too, but the chain is the important one.
Perfect. And coming up, I can imagine their mannerism is sort of like scampering. But Clarity, what's the visual we get there?
Clarity is like 5'4", very, very, very lanky, skinny. Like definitely doesn't eat more than ramen noodles on any given occasion. Complete opposite of Choke body-wise, essentially, but has kind of similar colored hair that she wears in 2 braids. And on top of her messy braids, she has a pair of goggles. She wears like a mesh black tank top with usually different colors of shirts underneath, depending on her mood. And whenever they go out, she puts on this Matrix style like coat, but it's way too big for her, so it just always slips off her shoulders, and she just kind of like is there. And then the most startling and noticeable thing about her is her eyes are neon green and glowing with no pupils or irises, because they are cyber eyes, and she can't see very well as a result of them. But they allow her to jack into the Matrix, so
it doesn't matter if the 2 of you wear shoes, you can run in, because I can just pick up both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave.
Impulse is used to kicking those bitches off and running. Don't worry about it.
Sorry,
It's fine.
Claxon, you're on your own, dog.
Oh god, Klaxon.
Oh, so yeah, we went through and it was like Impulse and then up to Choke and then over to Clarity, and then we slide to the side and we see this. Basically, it looks like like at a car wash, the vacuum cleaner. It looks like a flying car wash vacuum cleaner. It's got rotary things and it's clanky and it's driving along and it's next to you guys, and right now it's got a magnet on it that says Swampy Sam's, and it's basically got like a big tube sticking out of it, like it would suck sewer water or something. And then as we see that jangling along, then we cut to the inside of the hover tank, and Klaxon's like got his VR rig on and he's in a hammock and he's just driving the gunner drone and waiting in case they need an extraction.
Perfect. I can assume that Klaxon's going to be attending most meetings via drone at this point.
Yeah.
Awesome. So
What a group of humans.
Yeah. So the 3 of you and your pet robot go walking down the street, this cramped alleyway that functions as a street. You have a few like of the like hovercraft that loom overhead, kind of giving off this whirring noise as they cut through the alleyways about 20 or 30 feet above you. Everything is layered upon layered upon layered, and you see some apartments or some people's homes where they've got the windows open, kind of leaning out, having a cigarette. Other people that are also pushing through the throngs of denizens of this dredge that are pushing past you, heading to and from. Especially as you get closer to the retailer district, it is getting a little more crowded as you go. And you follow the directions given you by Clarity until you arrive outside of this main thoroughfare of retail shops, and these are clean and pristine compared to everything else, very well maintained by their owners, and you get blasted with slogans and that are projected out into the alleyway, almost having to walk through these hollow projections of slogans you get from all the major corporations. You see some IDIS slogans coming out of one of their stores. You got a playful cartoon mouse dancing on top of a colorful rainbow font that says "Where dreams come true." You see a plaster across a bench in this mostly kind of flickering, going out projector. It says, "It's your life, protect it, Omnitrust." And then finally, you arrive at following the directions that Clarity has given you to the SimSense retailer that you've been told to meet this contact at, called Sweet Dreams. It's a small store, pretty narrow, just like one passageway going out. There's probably about 5 or 10 people in there right now, trying on different like VR rigs and headsets, and some people sitting in these VR chairs as well, partaking in some of the SimSense experiences they're looking to purchase. So who is going in for the meeting?
Impulse for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to go with you?
I mean, yeah, you always make me look good.
Do you want me to go with you? Because I could probably make you look good, or I could make you look bad. I'm not really sure.
Clarity,
Mm-hmm.
stay with the drone and make sure no one fucks with it.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
I know
No
you
one
will.
Fuck with this drone.
No, they won't.
No.
Let's
Sort
go.
of look into the drone. If we're not out in 10, holler.
Let's go.
Come on in.
So Impulse, Choke, the two of you going in, or okay. So the two of you walk in the store. As soon as you get in, there's this like blast of music, and there's a digital like attendant that pops up and says this sort of beautiful looking gentleman that stands there and sort of in this glistening this like half translucent suit that just says, "Welcome to Sweet Dreams. Please enjoy yourselves," and like gestures to the rows of material for you to peruse. And as you are walking through, kind of just walk through the hologram, ignoring it for the most part, as you do every time you enter any store. There is a actual like physical attending near the back. Kind of a younger, like early 20s woman with like spiked pink hair, sort of out of place, and she's wearing like her company uniform as well, like a red polo that says Sweet Dreams across the front, popping some bubble gum, and she looks up and sees the two of you enter and sort of cocks an eyebrow. And as you walk past, kind of walking through the store, you hear somebody clear their throat behind you as she has walked up behind you, Choke, and like eyes you up and down and says, "You Choke?"
Hi. That's me.
Looks to you. Impulse?
Just lowers the glasses.
Just the two of
Puts
you?
them back up.
So far as you know.
Okay. Your headsets are over there. She points to you to a row of the VR sets, and there are two positioned at the end of the counter. And she just says, "Just don't break them." She turns back, walks over, sits behind the counter, pops her feet up on the desk, and starts flipping through her data pad, Instagram or something. So, two of you go over and you put on the headsets. All right.
Might as well.
As you both do, and immediately the VR experience overtakes you. Full sort of audio visual, this kind of everything coming into display, and it like begins this like the opening cinematics to a movie, and then suddenly it kind of glitches and everything sort of fades away, and then like the Matrix, everything just like this unfolding white expanse just rolls out in front of you, and you hear the clicking of heels as somebody comes sort of materializing out to your right, walking straight towards you, and you see a darkly dressed woman wearing a sort of a slate gray pantsuit, red hair tied back into a very tight bun atop of her head, wearing a set of dark shades, and she kind of makes a point of looking at the digital readout on her armband. Late. Disappointing.
Tell that to your worker who spent a minute and a half chewing gum. What can we do for you?
I have a job. Pay is good. I'll give you the details straight to your hacker friend. I have a data retrieval, I guess would be the nature of it. Are you working?
We will be when you tell us what's what.
And how much?
There is a doctor who is going to be attending a Soma conference tomorrow, Dr. Xander Hamish. I need the contents of their neural implant. Just data retrieval, no wet work. Unless, well, it proves necessary. Just keep the body count to a minimum.
Quiet. Less than messy.
They'll be flying into a airstrip near the bay and attending the Soma Research Conference for the weekend. You can take them at any point, however you deem it necessary to get the data. Retrieve it, return it to me.
Here.
No, I'll send the details to your girl.
You answered her. Answer me. How much?
I think this is probably the best point for us to go ahead and roll the get the job move. So I'm going to need impulse. I'm going to need you to roll plus edge.
Good. I hope. I wasted them all before stream. All of them.
What's your total?
6.
Can I help? Is that a thing?
That's a good question.
I
I think
mean-
there is an assist move because you roll plus your links.
plus
help
links.
or interfere. So you can help or hinder a character. Roll links with them.
We have a link.
I do. That's the best one. Da, da, da. That's an 8.
8. So you're implicated in the results of the other character's move and may expose yourself to danger, retribution, or cost. But you do get a +1, which will make it a 7, which means you get to choose one thing from the list. So for everyone at home, there is a so the get the job move source sets the stage for the mission, and I'm going to give you guys the details of your mission here in a minute, but there's a list that you can choose from. This is the employer provides useful information. You get intel, which you can essentially like spend to know things. The employer provides useful assets, gear, which you can trade in to get something you need at a specific moment. The job pays well. The meeting doesn't attract attention, and the employer is identifiable. Now, the assumption with all this is that if you don't pick one of these options, the inverse is true. So if you don't pick the job pays well, then it's not going to pay well. So keep that in mind. And we're going to get into staking cred on the mission here in a minute, but do this first. So which do you pick? And you guys can discuss it if you want to.
I need help. What do you think, y'all?
I would say either pays well or the one that gives us intel going in.
That makes sense to me.
Dealer's choice.
And I'll let you guys know too. There are like other ways you can get intel. This would be free intel for you. You're just gonna have to do more to get intel if you don't start off with some.
Okay.
I feel like we're actually pretty good at scrambling for intel. If I roll better, we're gonna get paid.
Let's get that money.
Let's get that money. Okay, let's get paid well.
All right, so you choose get paid well. I'll have to look up the staking creds thing in here in a second, unless one of you finds that in the book for me. But the you says, and she thinks for a moment, and money is a sort of a abstraction in this system, so can't actually throw out numbers to you. But she thinks. She types on her data pad for a second, and there's a blink in front of you, and like a screen pops up with a few extra zeros on it, and she looks and she says, "Is that fair?"
That's acceptable.
Good. She swipes and it goes away. You'll be paid that amount upon completion. With that, I think you have everything you need. As I said, I'll give the details to your girl. She turns and walks away, and as she does, she digitizes and disappears. The white space doof, 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 folds back, and you return, like the whole thing like shifts again, and you return to watching The Sound of Music, whatever was playing.
I'm gonna file these nails down next time. What do you think? Makes me scarier.
No offense, but there's not much that can make you scary.
Tell that with my gun in your face. Let's go.
Can you reach my face from down there?
Let me change shoes.
Let's go.
Oh,
I found cred in the book.
you did.
Oh, hey.
What page is the getting paid on?
Oh, it would. 127 is cred.
Okay.
So after someone has got the job, everyone stakes 1, 2, or 3 points of cred on the success. If you complete the mission and get paid in full, you get back twice the amount you staked. If the result of getting the job was the job pays well, you get back 3 times what you staked.
Okay. We'll do that here in a second, because I think what we can do is so you guys take your headsets off and you leave. The attendant of Sweet Dream sort of pops her gum again and just waves as you leave. You head back out into the alley where you see...
Before we leave,
Yes.
can she see if any of her old SimSense material is like maybe on sale, like in the bargain bin?
Okay. What would be the nature of the SimSense material?
Probably her best well known is Kiki and Waikiki. That one did particularly well. So she's looking for that one because that's probably the one that's lasted the longest.
Okay. You like scroll like there's a whole like one of those bins in the center that just has all like the old like clearance stuff like thrown into it, and you just like root around in that for a bit. And like at the very bottom in the packaging on kind of is kind of like bent, but you do find a copy of it in there. It's marked down.
She's gonna move it to the front window before she leaves.
So you just like pick it up, you just like slap it against the window.
Yeah,
as you leave.
whatever's against the window, just like move it, throw it in the bargain bin, and put hers up, and then she'll walk out.
What were you doing?
Advertising. Let's go.
All right, so you guys head back out. Clarity, at this point, you receive there's like a ding on your day pad, or actually, I don't know if like would information for you like be transmitted like through your like neural interface, like yeah.
She just sees it in front of her eyes.
Yeah, I love that. So it just like pops in, and you have another message that is just like again like exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, mission details, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
She sees her friends coming out of the store and goes, "Oh, hey, you weren't assassinated."
For once.
Okay, well, I'm getting the mission details pulled up now. Should we do that here, or should we go back to our place?
Let's go home.
Okay.
You did good.
Yeah, and no one attacked the drone. I made sure.
Awesome.
The droid nods. It's a big lumpy head.
I think somebody walking past
Pat it twice like a car.
somebody walking past just sets like an empty like soda cup on top of like thinking it's a trash can and just like keeps walking.
Oi! The fuck?
Just like turns, but what?
So, like slap the cup off towards them.
Just like stands back, ice sprays across the ground, and gives you a look, and looks a step forward, and then looks at your robot arm and all the tattoos, and just takes a step back, and scampers away. All right, you guys go back to the workshop, and in the planning room, you all stand around as I guess Clarity, you broadcast the details onto. I assume you guys have some sort of like war table at the center of the room that's got like a screen built into it, and everything just sort of pops up onto there. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys your mission details here, and then once you guys have looked over that, we can decide how much cred y'all want to stake. So as they said, the goal of this mission is to copy the data stores of the implanted neural drive of a Dr. Xander Hamish. He is a Soma researcher who is flying into San Angeles to attend a research conference. And the objectives, as they stand for, and this is a little more like the meta game that is built on top of this. And I'm gonna like copy and paste these somewhere. Well, I'll just read them for now, and if you guys need me to give them to you again, I will. But so your objectives. When you accept the mission, mark experience. You guys all accepted the mission. You mark experience. Easy. Easiest experience ever. When you decide when and how to retrieve the data, mark experience. So after you've completed the legwork phase, you guys decide how you're going to do this, when you're going to do this, you'll mark another. When you extract the data, that's the completion of the physical part of your job. That's another experience. And then when your mission ends in any way, shape, or form, whether you succeed or fail, you will mark 2 experience. So those are essentially like the mission details. The way the rest of this works is now you guys will go and decide on how much cred you guys are staking, and then we enter essentially the legwork phase of the game, where you guys get to do all of the like assess and hit the streets and all that sort of stuff to get as much information on the job as possible. Do as much work as you can, gives you a lot of intel. You can find the best way to get in. The downside being the more work you do, the more you risk advancing the legwork clock. And the higher that gets, the more your target is going to be on to you. I'll track that for you, but I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what happens at each stage of the legwork clock. That's sort of the mystery. But the higher that goes, the worse the action clock gets, the more difficult the mission gets. So just keeping that in mind. With that
Is
being
there a place on these sheets for experience?
Yeah.
is there not?
right up
Oops.
top, next to the next to your playbook.
Aha!
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how much cred? You guys all should have 5 right now. How much cred does everyone want to stake on this mission?
Go big or go home. 3.
3 cred.
Whew.
I'm gonna ask you guys to all mark down what you are doing. Okay.
So that makes some of the clocks advance.
Oh yeah, that's right. So the more you stake,
So that's. I posted it in the Discord if you guys want to see
Oh.
it. So it is. If the job pays well, you get back 3 times what is staked. If it's particularly high profile or they want it done quickly, the multiplier might increase. So if you stake 3 cred on a job, it raises the stakes and increases the risk of the job. For every player that stakes 3 cred on a job, the legwork or action clock advances.
Oh crap!
Advance the action clock by 1 first, then the legwork clock, and continue to alternate.
Okay. So that is going. So that's a good question. Do you still want to do 3 if that's going to be the case?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, let's do 2.
All right. Is everyone going to do 2 then?
We're already getting ×3 if we are successful because we
Yes.
asked for good money.
So we're at 6.
Yeah. You guys will get 6 back.
Play it safe this time around.
Do 2. That's probably good for your guys.
First time out,
First
training
mission.
wheels, you know.
Okay. So you spend the 2 cred, that's gone. That essentially is a representation of how much assets you are putting into this mission. And that cred is out. But if you succeed, you'll get 6 cred for the successful completion of it. Okay. So at this point, it sort of opens up to you guys. How do you want to prep for this job? Like, what do you want to do? This could be, some cyber research on your target. This could be going to look at the locations, getting information on the conference, getting information on the nature of their research, anything you want. So that whatever you think might help your mission and how you guys want to complete this job.
I have a beginning of mission thing.
Oh yeah, if any of you guys have things like that, please tell me.
I have notes for a story. At the start of a mission, roll edge, 10 plus. I get 3 holds, 7 to 9, 1 hold.
Okay.
And then I can do certain things. It doesn't say anything about, I would assume if it's 6 or lower, I just don't get anything. It doesn't say.
Yeah, my assumption there is
What
you
would
just
happen?
don't have a story lead for this.
Okay. All right. So I roll edge. That's supposedly supposed to be good for me. Okay. Ooh, 10.
10. Awesome. So you get 3 hold?
I get 3 holds.
All right. And do you
So-
spend that now, or is that something you hold on to and spend as the...
I can spend during the mission.
Okay.
So I have a couple different effects. I can ask an extra question from the research list. Ooh, I can +1 forward when monstering. Find a piece of evidence that links this mission to a current story. So I can do basically any of those things. But I do need to start a story clock and a noise clock.
All right. So I have already put a story to noise clock on roll 20 here. So that is there. Because I don't imagine you're going to have more than one story going at a time. That should cover it. So we have those, and we will advance them as we need.
Excellent.
All right. What else, gang?
Maybe Choke and Klaxon do like a flyby and like just
Recon?
look at the place, kind of see if it's got security and that sort of thing.
Okay. Are you looking at like the where the conference is going to be taking place, or where the or like the air pad, the
Conference, I would assume.
the conference? Because that's the question: is where do you guys want to do this run?
I think the conference, because there will be enough people around that it could mask it. Whereas if it's this airstrip when they're arriving, there's probably going to be more security.
Mm-hmm.
a lot easier to slip someone into the bathroom and away as opposed to off of an airstrip, I guess, yeah.
Maybe someone could seduce him at the conference. Maybe Claxon can seduce him.
Oh, you're a better option than me.
I don't know. I mean, you're an attractive person. He says kind of awkwardly.
It's really how far apart you're holding your hands that's getting me.
He looks abashed. He's almost your height, but he's like a quarter of you in size.
You just like
around.
punch him in the shoulder,
Yeah,
but it probably hurts very bad.
Oh yeah, it just knocks him several feet to the side. You know.
I mean, we could doll both of you up just in case, you know, depending on preference.
You know, I do like have a contact at Soma if we want to try and get more details about this conference from them. I mean, they might help me. They kind of owe me, but I kind of owe them too. So it's really kind of up in the air if they would help us, but they might help us.
Do you want to call them?
Yeah, I think I'll call them.
Okay.
Badges or
Please.
passes would be cool.
Yeah, so these conferences usually have a schedule or something. Catch him in between events. I imagine a doctor's probably speaking.
That would be majorly helpful.
So this gets into a cool thing. I assume that you're declaring a contract, Clarity.
I am. I'm declaring a. Yep.
So this is the one of the mechanics of this game. Everyone, once permission, can declare contact, and you just get to create an NPC. This is why I didn't create any NPCs for this game, because there's going to be a lot by the time we get to the end of this.
I'm really glad one of us read the rules.
Yeah. So you're declaring a Soma a Soma contact?
Yeah, so her name is Dr. Mallory Caro.
Okay. Caro, like C-A-R-R-W?
R-R-O-W.
Perfect. Okay. And what is your relationship with them? Like, how do you know them?
Clarity, before her accident, worked for Soma and worked directly under Dr. Mallory Caro, doing specific contracts and things for Soma. And Dr. Mallory Caro also is the reason why she has prosthetic eyes now.
Okay.
But she wasn't supposed to give them to her, so it's kind of like a you take care of me, I'll take care of you, we both owe each other sort of thing.
Okay. So it's not like this isn't a friend. You guys don't go and hang out and have drinks or something. This is more of a business relationship.
Yeah.
It's kind of like on the down low. Okay.
Yeah, and they'll call each other up for jobs every once in a while. Like if Dr. Caro needs something, she'll call Clarity and be like, "Hey, I need you to get dirt on this for our company," and
Perfect.
things like that.
Okay. So you're gonna call her right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call her up.
So it rings first. You call like her office number, and it's like, and then there is a click, and you just hear the like attendant on the line. Dr. Caro's office.
Hi, can you let Dr. Caro know that there is a very important call coming for her from Clarity?
One moment. Clicks for a second. You get the hold tone, and then there's a few moments of pause, and then you hear the click again. Transferring you. One moment. And a few seconds later, picks up, and you hear, Clarity. Hi.
Hi, Mallory. How are you?
Good. Everything going all right?
Yeah, pretty good. I was thinking about attending that research conference that's coming up. You wouldn't happen to have a schedule for that event, would you?
Right. The Soma conference. Yes, I would have a schedule. I was planning on attending. Is that all you need?
Yeah, that's it. I was just thinking it might be a really interesting event to hang out, see some panels, walk around. Maybe we can catch up on old times. That time with the uh, the thing.
Right. The thing. Um, sure. Yeah. Let that. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna see if we can get a roll in here for this. I don't know if this is fast talk. Trying to decide if this would need a roll because she is your contact.
Mm-hmm.
I think for this, you're not asking for too much. So I think she says, sure, if it's just if you're just looking for the schedule, I'll send that to you.
Thanks so much, Mallory. And, don't worry. If you ever need anything, feel free to call me up.
I certainly will. You take care.
You too. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. There's a click as she hangs up. And a few moments later, you get a forwarded email. It's a Soma Pharmaceutical Research Conference, and you get a full schedule of all the panels and events that are going to be taking place during the weekend.
We should find out what kind of doctor or research he is so that we can figure out what kind of panel he's going to. Is he running any of the panels? Let me check. Let me go ahead and look at that schedule there.
So I think what I'm going to call I'm going to call this for what you're doing right now is going to be research. So I'm going to have you roll for that.
Okay.
So this is when you investigate a person, place, or object or service using a library, dossier, or database, which I'm kind of including here. Is your contact is giving you access to sorts of information. Roll plus mind.
Okay, that's +2. So that's 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I know how to do math.
So you get to take intel. And then I'm answering your specific question, which is Dr. Hamish giving sitting on a panel or something during this event? Is that what you're asking for?
Yes.
Okay. So, yes, you do find a panel that includes one Dr. Xander Hamish, who is let's see, is doing a panel on anxiety and PTSD treatment or developments and such, along with a couple of other doctors. Looks like it's gonna be taking place on Saturday around 1.
All right. So if we're gonna do this, it can't be Saturday at 1 because he has an important thing going on then, and I think it would cause a little bit of a stir, if you would, if we were to cause him to miss that. Just throwing it out there. I mean, if we decide to just take him before that and make him miss a super important engagement, I mean,
so Saturday at 2 then.
1.
So, but we will get him at 2.
Oh, right. Yeah, we can get him Saturday at 2.
Good work. Now, how do we get in? So no mess, or less of a mess is desired.
Or minimal mess.
I mean, she said minimal. But it's just copy. It's not take the thing out of his brain.
I mean, that's worst case.
Yeah.
I could just take his... never mind.
Worst case scenario.
Exit does chuckle at that.
There was a time where I was on a ship with this Uzbekistani oil baron, and we got him drunk, and I feel like getting him drunk maybe might be a good way to go. I mean, there's always drinking at these conferences. I mean, the whole part about the oil baron was a lie, but I saw it in a movie once, so I think it could work out.
Liquid gold lubrication, always a plus. I think that's good. That just means that we have to get somebody in for sure.
Oh, I thought that's what you were gonna do.
Well, I mean, if we're volunteering someone, of course.
Seems like a you thing.
Fine. All right. So, well, I guess the easiest thing is just to get myself on the guest list, and then I can let all of you groupers in.
And that's why we'll do a flyby and circle the block or whatever, and see if there's a good entrance or egress, as it were.
Back door.
Where's it taking place again? What
Is that on
conference
the
center?
schedule?
That
Just
would
like
be
a
it.
conference
Google.
center?
Yeah, that would be on it. It'd be weird if I didn't give you guys the location of the job. There is the so Soma has their own arcology, like near the bay, kind of between the like the higher end, like the White Tower districts and the Dredge, and that's where they have like a lot of their research facilities and like their own campus and stuff there, and that's where it is going to be taking place, in one of their like the main halls of their official like research campus.
I think I'm gonna declare now myself.
Okay. This is super easy. I love you guys making all the NPCs for me.
Well, if it's on site and it's Soma, it's probably Darla. All right. I have to go make a really uncomfortable call. Darla Kane. She's big in PR. Basically for anyone who will pay her. And she does well because she does not snitch that anyone's aware of. They may have dated, so it might be a little uncomfortable. So,
all right. So this is a former Paramore PR specialist, Darla
Yes.
Kane. Cool. Okay. Any other important information?
I mean, they're friends now.
Friends, okay. But she doesn't work specifically with any company. She just works general sort of
No,
PR
she works for
kind of-
herself, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So next, Impulse sort of steps out of the room or to the side of the room to make a call.
Oh, video call though, because gotta, let her know what she was missing.
So do you go up to your place or do you go to the office to do this?
Office, it's professional.
Okay. All right.
Oh, he does know her as Marilee. That's the other thing.
Marilee. Okay. Because that's
Yeah.
your reporter alias.
Yes. Yeah, she didn't know the Impulse side.
Okay. Gonna need a list of any of if any of you have aliases that I should know about, please let me know when they are relevant. Okay, so Marilee. All right, so you kind of get like.
I may have to do a wig change, so if someone else wants to go,
Okay.
I'll be right back. It's right there.
Okay,
I'll be
yeah,
right
do
back.
it. So Claxon and Choke. So Clarity's having her conversation, dealt with the Dr. Caro. The two of you want to do a flyover.
Yeah.
Flyby, I think. Check out the campus. Find maybe some back entrance somewhere that Impulse can let us in later.
Okay, yeah, and we're kind
See
of
what
doing.
security's like.
The way I visualize this for the legwork phase is sort of a Ocean's 11 like planning sequence thing where we don't have to do things chronologically. So this is probably like the next day, and we can add to this if Impulse comes up with anything that you might need. So we can like compound all of this.
And once maybe we found like a weak point, we would Swampy Samet come in, and I'd get the drone out, and it would like mess with the sewer, like it was doing something, while we would, have like coveralls on and pretend we're working so that we could maybe take pictures or that kind of thing.
Okay, what I'm gonna need one of you to do is to roll to assess,
All right.
which is edge.
That's edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do either of you
I
have a
got
decent
one.
edge?
I've also got one.
Yeah. Go for it. Roll.
Okay. Da, 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 da. That's a 7.
7. Okay. So you get to hold one. So
Study
when
one.
when you study a person, place, or situation, we're considering this a place. Or when you quickly size up an opponent in a charged situation, roll edge. You get 1 hold. You can spend that now, which I'm assuming you want to ask one of
Yeah.
these
Well,
questions.
You can spend 1 hold at any time.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't ask it now. Let's see. I can do. There's. What's the best way in, way out, way past? There's what potential complication do I need to be wary of? What do you think?
I think we're looking for egress and exit, exfil, infill.
So best way in and way out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you arrive at the research campus. There isn't a lot of, so you see this main hall, and you see where they're setting up. They've got like signs that are ready like this way for the main conference, like sign in or registration. There's already some people there like getting ready, and you're flying around in your Swampy Sam truck. And as you are kind of cutting through the archaeology, you do see that there are there's not like a lot of great entrance points, and you do see some Soma like security guards posted at most of the entrances, along with like cameras and like ID scans and things like that. It's a pretty well guarded facility. I think the one point that you do get is around the back. There is an entrance for like the catering for the event that are they're already getting set up with some of their like equipment, and you can see that they are a little bit more lax with the security back here. There are a couple guards, but they're not really watching what the caterers are doing as they're unloading like big like industrial equipment from the trucks and things like that. You're gathering that might be your best point of entry.
There you go. Craft services.
We'll maybe we'll need another van, different van.
As you guys are moving through, though, you do see a little bit of like a flashing light behind you, and you look in your, I assume this thing probably has mirrors or some sort of digital display that shows the back of it, and you do see a small like security drone that is coming alongside of you. What do you do?
I mean, is he siring us over, or is he just passing?
No, he's slowly kind of coming up behind you, like they're signaling you for to like communicate.
All right, I'll pull over.
Okay, and you got the Swampy Sam's thing up right now. Okay.
Yep.
As you sort of pull over, and again, this is like hovercraft, so you just kind of pull off to the side. You come to a stop, and the drone like flies in front of the car, and you see it like it sweeps like a display sensor across the across like the front windshield, kind of coating you guys in this red light, and through the intercoms inside the vehicle coming from the drone, you just hear a kind of a tired voice saying, pardon the interruption, do you have a work permit?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we were told to come here. It's on the work order, and he's like, let me get that pulled up. We were told the archaeology Soma. Here it is.
What's the what are you here for?
Someone thought there might be a dead raccoon in the drain.
All right, 1 second. I'm gonna have you roll to fast talk.
Not my specialty, but okay. And that is style, right?
Yes, that is style.
Oh, that so sucks. The buttons are behind. Okay, there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so bad. Got a 4.
4. Okay. So for fast talk, when you try to convince someone to do what you want, with promises, lies, or bluster, roll style. On a miss, it's going to be up to them. So this is what I'm going to say happens. There's a bit of like clicking on the other side. Yeah, I'm not showing anything for a work permit. Swampy Sam's.
Yeah, let me get a hold of the boss.
Right.
And I will connect to Clarity and be like, hey kiddo, we should really use some kind of work order here for Soma. Could you maybe put something through on maintenance? Set up a work order, call it in?
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
He's basically using his interface to talk. He isn't saying any of that in there. He's all sending it via the neural link.
Okay. You want to do a bit of hacking?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I forgot to do this last time. We got a fancy hacking dice tray here. You guys can't see it unless you're watching the stream, but I'm going to pop that on. All right. So we're going to go and have you roll to log in to gain access to the Soma databases.
All right, and that's... Do I plus anything with that?
Well, so that's the question. Are you going to use your neural interface?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that'll be plus synth.
Okay. That's +1. Let me do that. Oh my goodness. Hold on. So that's gonna be 8.
8. Okay. So you're in and you choose one from the list. So you get to choose one here from the 7 to 9 list on login. You can either choose you're under a passive trace, which is +1 trace. You're at 0 right now. You activate ice. An alert is triggered, which will advance the mission clock. Or your access is restricted, and you'll take a -1 ongoing to your next roll, which I'm going to have you do another roll here in a second to actually get the work order in.
I'll do a passive trace.
Okay. So you're able to access the systems. It takes a little bit of finagling, but you're into the Soma arcology databases and into the security I guess network that the security systems use. You gather that they're currently tracing you and your access, but your stealth is higher than +1, so you're good. And so, what is your plan here? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and put in a fake work order. So I guess that would be. Let me pull it up.
I was looking to figure out. There's 2 for this. There's compromised security, which is more of a subsystem, or manipulate a digitally controlled aspect of a facility. I'd probably put this more like manipulate systems.
Yeah.
Unless
probably manipulate systems.
Compromise security you could do to like actually turn off the drone that is currently locked in. So I'd say you see a couple of things. You see that there's a security guard that is currently accessing like their databases and work orders. You can attempt to infiltrate those. You also see that there is the drone that has flagged it that they're communicating with that's currently working or like holding down your crew. So those are your 2 accesses if you wanted to do something with either one of those.
Okay. Yeah, I would mainly want to just stick the information in there.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do manipulate systems. So you can, again, roll with synth.
Okay, let's do that. That's 9.
9. Okay, you're going to gain 1 hold, which you can immediately spend to activate routines on the subsystem. So I'm considering this as activating a work order sort of generator to create this work order there.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you do that, and as that finishes, suddenly you guys hear from your intercoms inside Claxton's vehicle. Nah, shit. Right. Yeah, I'm seeing this here. Swampy Sam's. Gotcha. All right. Okay. All right. You're clear to go. And the lights fade, and the drone just zooms away.
Hey, bud. Look over at Choke. Thanks,
good.
Clarity. Thanks, Clarity. Saved our ass.
You're welcome.
And bought us some time. So now we could just be on campus and be like, oh, we're supposed to be here.
Looking around.
I am gonna advance the legwork clock by 1 for the mist roll. But yeah, you guys are clear to be on campus for a little bit to do your poking around.
Now, can you tell us what that means?
Yes, I can generally tell you what it means. So there are 2 clocks right now, or that they're tied to a mission. There's the legwork clock and there's the action clock. Right now, you guys are in the legwork phase of the mission. You're trying to look for that. You're doing the like I said, the Ocean's 11, like planning, getting gear, looking for how you're gonna get in. Each time you guys mess up or something happens, it's gonna advance. It was at noon. Now it's at 1500. I'll actually show the stream here so they can see this too. So you guys can see over here the legwork clock. We're now at 1500 there. Basically what that means in a less gamey sense is they are sort of aware, like everything's okay right now. You've made a little bit of noise, but nothing serious. Like there are some ripples here that could come back to affect you later on if you guys continue to make more noise. But as it stands, you guys are okay. If that clock, as it fills up, things are going to get harder for you in the next phase of the mission.
So would you say, like, the more, like, front-loaded work we do, like, preparing, the harder it's going to be later on because we've, like...
The more you fuck up on the front-loaded work,
Got it.
The worse it's going to get. You guys can do as much work as you want. If you mess up, though, and the more you mess up...
Then they're aware that we're, like, preparing to do
Yeah.
something. Got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Does that make sense to everyone? Cool. So, with all that being said, you guys are on the campus. You guys can do a little bit more if you want to. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and take our break so that everybody can sort of refresh. You guys can have a chance to sort of think over anything else you want to do. And we will come back here in a few minutes. Everyone hang out. We'll be back real soon. And we'll see what you guys decide to do next. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you for hanging out with us on our break. We're currently planning a mission in our very first session of our new Sprawl game. So right now, as things stand, you guys are trying to figure out the best way to take this information, to retrieve this data from this researcher, Dr. Hamish. Claxon and Choke are in Claxon's disguised van, Swampy Sam's, and you are currently at the Soma Arcology undercover looking for, you found a method of egress, so whatever you guys want to look at next. But before we get back to that, I want to hit up Impulse, or Marilee, and your conversation with your contact.
AKA X. Okay.
Darla. So, getting your hair right, you
Yes.
you go over to the the I assume you have some sort of comm system or something built into the display.
We have like our business office side. So yeah, the more business office side.
Okay. And you call her up on this video conferencing. And there's a moment where you get like the little ringing icon in the center for the IDIS system that you are currently using. It's an apple with mouse ears, and
Of course it is.
it sort of jingles for a minute in the center, and then flashing onto the screen, you see Darla. What does Darla look like?
Darla has dark skin, short black hair, very straight features, angular features. But she's got like these top of the line bionic eyes that very much look like human eyes, but she can do like magnification and things. So when that's happening, they go from a more natural color to a bright green.
Okay. And she still works in the she's a PR specialist, so she's pretty high up. Yeah, so she display comes on and you see her sitting at this like mirror silver desk almost. There's a display behind her that looks like this scenic vista, even though you know her office is like inside of a bit like there's no windows in her office. It's like in the interior of a building. It's this very bright, very light room, and she's sitting there in a slick like pinstripe suit jacket, and she goes, "Yes, oh,
Heidi.
Marilee, how are you?"
Great. Business is booming as usual. How's things?
Good. Going well, busier than ever. How can I help?
You can get me tickets.
Tickets for what?
I hear someone's having a big old conference. I'd love to get in there. A lot of the higher ups will be there. A lot of the latest tech, a lot of the latest med. And, med, well, the physical med anyway, is definitely an area of interest for all of my followers.
There's a bit of a typing at a board. You see her looking kind of off center at like a screen. She says, research conference this weekend. I'm not currently under contract with Soma, but I do have some contacts there. You're wanting tickets to this medical conference.
Mm-hmm.
Do I even want to know why?
I just told you. I'm expanding my user base.
Right. I'm going to have you roll, because she does not seem like the friendliest contact towards you. I am going to have you roll to fast talk.
Okay.
Her.
Which is style?
Yes.
Okay. Come on. Seven?
Okay. That is a success, and on a 7 and 9, the NPCs do it, but someone will find out, and I will advance the appropriate countdown clock. So she thinks for a moment, and you hear some more typing on her end, and she then looks back at the camera and gives like a half-hearted smile and says, "Fine, I can get you 2 tickets, 2 passes to get inside. We'll call us even based on, well, last time."
Now, that wasn't entirely my fault.
Right. So, I'll have these sent to you. You can fill out the names on them when they arrive.
You don't want to go with me?
I have other engagements that day. As thrilling
Suit
as
yourself.
a medical conference sounds, it's not really my cup of tea. So, enjoy your, well, research or whatever it is you're doing.
Oh, believe me, I will.
Right.
You look tired. You doing okay?
I'm fine. We'll talk later.
Buddy.
Bye. And it clicks off.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to advance the legwork clock to 1800. There we go. So you will have access to 2 entry passes to the conference.
Two legit ends.
Nice.
So we can say that probably happened the day before you guys, or like that probably happened before you guys actually went over there and are looking around. So if there's anything you guys want to do, having this information, knowing that you have your entrance, you guys have a potential exit or another means of entrance for the rest of your team. Is there anything that Claxon and Choke want to do at the Arcology?
So there, it's a conference, and it's like come and then go home. It's not there's not a staying over the weekend and rooms available there. See, when you first said it in my head, you said by the bay, I thought it was like a hotel.
Yeah.
So I had a different picture in my skull.
No. I think there is probably a hotel that is attached to the Arcology, knowing that there's a lot of research, a lot of people coming in and out, a lot of travel that comes here. So I think there's this main campus research facility with they have these big lecture halls and things like that, and conference halls that most of this is taking place in. And there's probably as part of this Arcology, there's a Hampton.
All right, so I guess maybe we'll take a walk around in the hotel part, and we'll see if there's a way Clarity later on can find out where this guy is going to be, what room or whatnot. And for us, we'll just kind of walk the halls and get a feel for the hotel. Well, with the sewage bot, and I give Choke a set of coveralls and a plunger, and that way, if anybody gets in our faces, you just kind of put the plunger up in their face, and we'll just kind of mosey around the hotel like we're either, if we see hotel personnel, we'll act like we're staying there, and if we see anybody else, we'll act like we're there to fix something.
All right. Yeah, you can do that. I would count this as probably another assess roll. Okay. So whichever you wants to roll it.
I'm at -1 for that. So if you are not also at -1. Wait, assess is
edge.
Which one is that?
Edge. Oh, edge.
I think you were both at +1 when we did.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I made the last one. Go for it. Because I blew it.
10.
10. Nice. You gain 3 hold, which again you can spend at any time.
Okay.
Can we? Oh no, there's specific questions. I was gonna say, can we use that to find out where he's gonna be staying?
Let's see.
There is how is blank vulnerable to me?
Yeah, I'd probably.
So that could be the guests.
Yeah. Well, how is?
I at least figure out how we can find him.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. So for the nature of what you can gather here, how is their like internal systems vulnerable to you so that like Clarity could get in and find information like where they're staying? Because the two of you walking around right now wouldn't really be able to find out what room he's staying in. There is, as you enter the hotel, there is like a reception desk right there along the side, like a big long row, bunch of computers and the concierges that are checking people in. You can see some doctors currently arriving and other researchers arriving for the conference. That's probably your number one source, like vulnerability is like those are pretty out in the open. You could probably with some with a neural interface or some sort of wireless device be able to probably get into those systems. There probably isn't a lot of security to this front desk area, and then there is sort of behind it there's a door that leads to like an employee section, and you see where the entrances are there. They don't seem really there's not a lot of security here, so you gather it probably wouldn't be too difficult. There's a little key card access that the employees can use to get back into that secure employee area, and it would just be a matter of snagging one of those key cards or fabricating one or somehow hacking that system. It's probably your best bet.
Well, I think we earned cheeseburgers, Choke. And he puts up a fist to like do a fist bump kind of thing.
Yeah. Fist bump.
He's like,
so you have 2 more hold. You can hold on to those if you want.
I'm trying to decide if I want to hold on to them. I'll hold on to them for now.
Okay.
And then if we go this route.
All right. So you guys have done your thing over there. Was there anything like Clarity or Impulse or anybody else wanted to do, or you guys reconvene with all the information you have?
I did want to try and research the doctor and find out a little bit more about him if I can.
You definitely can.
That just roll to research, or
Yeah, well, because I don't think you're just going on basic like what's available online on the doctor. Okay, because it'd be different if you're actually trying to get into like the Soma databases. Okay, so we will we'll just make a research roll.
Okay, that's +2. So let's do that. And that is 11.
11, nice. So you get intel, and I will answer your question and a follow-up question on the list. So what is your specific question that you're asking as part of this role? It was just generally like what they're researching, or was there something you said you wanted to know something generally sort of about Dr. Hamish?
Does he have a family?
Okay. Where'd you find this? Probably on their like social media. Trolling around online. You just do a quick search on Instaface or whatever the the new social media site is, and you find that's going to be it from now on. You find Dr. Hamish, and you do see pictures of him with his. He doesn't have a spouse, but he does have a son and a daughter, and they don't live in. I almost said San Andreas, and that's not it. They don't live in San Angeles. They live like up the coast. They have like their like a more private home that's sort of outside of the city. I mean, he's pretty well off. You can tell from his photos and stuff. It's got a nice big old house. Seems like he makes a lot of money working for Soma.
Yeah. And was that all I could do for that one?
So you can also ask one of the questions off the list.
Oh yeah. Where is the list? Oh, no.
It's under research. So you can ask, where would I find blank? How secure is blank? Who and what is related to blank? And the rest of the questions there.
Oh my god, let me find it. Hold on. Research. Okay. It's not. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble finding
No, it's
the
okay.
list.
I can read off the rest if you want me to. So yeah, the rest, who owned or employed blank, who or what is blank most valuable to, what is the relationship between blank and blank.
Okay. Let's see. What would be the most? Hey guys!
Yes.
Is there anything we want to know about this guy before we go in?
I figure the method would probably be this. We get 2 people in legit. Those 2 legit people can get anyone else that needs to get in through the catering exit that we found. I figure we need some gear to do the download, like mobile, and then just either get him back in the conference or drop him off somewhere so it doesn't, leave any suspicion.
Leave him in his hotel room.
Okay. I'm gonna ask, what is the relationship between Soma and Hamish? If there's anything online that shows that it's a good relationship between the employer and the employee, or maybe a little bit iffy.
Okay. So yeah, what you find looking through their information online, you see a few publicly available like grants that have been given to Dr. Hamish for their research, which they mostly conduct at their at a facility they have on their estate. They are, like I said, a pharmaceutical researcher. There's some articles, like some interviews on what they're currently working on. They are one of the higher paid employees of Soma. So it seems like Soma really appreciates their work. There's not a lot of detail on what Dr. Hamish is currently working on. They have helped with a number of sort of cyber cerebral treatments in the past that they have developed and led to Soma marketing. That is sort of the focus of their research. But it seems like they have a very good relationship with Soma. Soma has paid them very much for their work, and they seem like they've worked very hard to keep them on staff.
Okay. So we know how we're getting in for the most part. As far as getting him away, he doesn't seem to have a spouse, or they don't seem to have a spouse. So, I think it's up in the air if we can seduce them, if we want to go that route.
You watch too much TV.
It's always an option, but if this is Saturday, like if this was like Friday and it was like late, that'd be one thing, but 2:00 on a Saturday? No, I think this is a basic snatch and grab.
Well, I mean, there's nothing saying we have to go in at 2 p.m. That's just right after his event.
What's on his agenda after his speaking engagement?
He's not booked for any other, because Clarity, you found the schedule. He's not booked for any other events. You gather that a lot of the researchers probably attend multiple panels and stuff throughout the day. So you don't know what their personal schedule is. You'd have to access their personal schedule for that. But it doesn't seem like they're booked for anything else that day.
I mean, there's a bar in the hotel.
we're gonna go that route, then we have to make sure that he's still gonna be around after that. I mean, if he has kids, who knows? Maybe he
guys-
goes home to Tad and Trisha afterwards.
How old are Ted and Trisha?
How old are Tad and Trisha?
Oh man, not young. I'd say they're both teenagers. I'm so glad you guys named them for me. Tad is the younger. He is 13. Trisha is
Tad the younger.
Tad the younger.
Tad and Trisha are the two angel children that Daria babysits from back in the day. That's head on the brain.
So Tad's about 13. Trisha's like 17.
Oh, did you guys still want me to get his hotel room number? Because that might be the best.
Yes, please.
That
Mm.
could be useful.
I think it's going to be relatively easy for you to get into the hotel mainframe.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and find out his hotel booking, like room number, and how long he's staying, if he's staying through Saturday night.
Okay, so here's what I'd like to posit here is that so you guys have this conversation again. We're being kind of tenuous with the time frame for this. You have a day or two to be getting ready. I think the hotel mainframe is on like a closed network, so you would have to access the you'd have to actually be at the hotel or have one of your companions like drop a device or something that could get you remotely into the hotel's network. So either Klaxon or Choke, one of you could attempt to do something to get Clarity remote access or somehow get Clarity in. What would you guys like? How would you guys like to approach that?
Well, what do you think? We could do it all in one go. Get into the hotel.
Yeah.
Follow him to his room. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Well, do we want to potentially set up shop much closer? I mean, we have 2 legit passes. Maybe we book a room?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And, if we can't actually get Clarity in there, I mean, and he takes the spider bot off his shoulder, and it kind of goes, beep, 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 it pops up and down, and he's like, we can put them through the vents.
True. Well, if you got 2 passes, book a room for Impulse and Clarity. While you're in there, find out where he is.
Claire can work remotely, right? Maybe I leave her here with her noodles and I mean, just in case it all goes assward. Choke, you want to come with?
I mean, if you want to share a bed with me, you just gotta ask.
Well, come on, it'll be fun.
All right.
Here's the tough part. I gotta dress you, love.
No.
Come on, it's just
No.
you can literally take it off as soon as we get back
No.
to the room.
Not doing it.
But
I can play dress up.
It's a practical
just an
outfit.
overcoat,
I got a jacket.
a nice overcoat, like the full, the box frame is in season.
Choke would look nice with an overcoat.
Fine.
Oh,
Get her lovely boxy overcoat. It's leather. It's a little tighter than she probably wants it, with the big pointy shoulders. Covers everything.
Sure, it
else.
looks great, but she hates it.
I
I don't.
did, before I forget, I do have a hold +1, I think, for programming on the fly, which is one of my moves since I successfully manipulated systems.
Okay.
So I wanted to mention that because I have it. and I didn't realize it because I didn't look at my moves.
No, that's fine. Okay, so
Alright.
you get a hold for having successfully manipulated systems. Does it say what you spend that hold for, or is it just generally?
It's just a hold +1. So it just says, let's see. You can adapt your programs to the specific weaknesses of matrix constructs as you encounter them. When you successfully compromise security or manipulate systems, hold +1.
So maybe hold it to shut down or shut off alarms if we get busted.
Yeah, I need to remind myself of all the matrix stuff. Yeah, because I think you can generally spend hold to do things within that. Yeah, so with manipulate systems, you can spend 1 to activate routines on the subsystem. So you access the security system for the arcology. You have an additional hold that you can use to
Cool.
once again activate those systems should you need to do anything there.
Cool.
And you can hold on
So
to
I'm
that
gonna
as long as you
hold
want to.
that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just wanted to put that out there too, just so I don't bring it up later and you're like, what's going on?
No,
Oh, that's awesome. No, good
yeah,
job.
so you can use that later if things go wrong or if you need to get past some security or
Ooh.
something.
That's good.
Okay, so your guys' plan is to book
I
a
can't
hotel room.
Lift me arms. And this.
If you need to
That's
rip
nice.
it, it's fine. It doesn't fit anymore anyway.
Are you guys paying for the hotel, or are you just gonna like give yourself the room?
Can we give ourselves the room?
I mean, that's gonna require some hacking.
Should we just pay for it?
Fine.
It'll be 1 cred if you guys are gonna pay for it.
I'll cut into my stash this once. You're welcome. Don't fucking touch the mini bar.
Yeah, that'll be
pay
2
for
cred if you
drinks.
touch the minibar.
All right.
I'll pay for drinks.
Fine.
All right. So the plan then is, as it stands, the 2 of you, Choke and Impulse, are going to infiltrate the hotel, purchase a room. You're going to gain access to the system for Clarity so that she can do it. I think this is still part of the legwork phase. We're like on the tail end of it, with you guys gaining access to the systems for her to find out the room that the target's going to be staying in. How are you going to do this? Like, is somebody just going to drop a device onto one of the like external computers that the data pads that the concierge use, or are you going to try to gain access to like the back room or something?
What do you need, Claire?
We do have the spider bot.
Or Spiderbot, yeah.
Well,
Scott has pockets, right?
Several on the inside.
So what I will say, if you gain access to the concierge desk, it's going to be easier. But the information you'll have access to is more limited. You can get the room number, but that's probably all you're going to get. If you get like the back area, there might be some additional information you could get off the hotel like mainframe, if there's anything you wanted there.
we can use the spider bot to try and get access directly from the
You just have to know what floor to drop it off at, so it can get. I mean, let's get the big ones. Let's get to the mainframe.
Can it snatch things? I'm thinking if we can make an extra card for his room.
That would make it easier.
It does have an arm, and it has a jammer to it too. So
Okay.
it
We
is a little thief.
We just pluck one.
Cool.
So while we're picking up our keys, it goes back and grabs a key for. Oh, we have to know what room he's in first.
Yes, so let's find out what room he's in. Let's do that.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
So the spider bot getting in is going to be step one here. So does the spider bot have any bonuses for like acting under pressure or anything like that?
It is stealthy and oops, gotta stretch the sheet out. Yeah, it's stealthy. It has a robot arm, and it is capable of jamming.
Okay.
It is slow. It's an octopoid, but I'm calling it a arachnopoid. And it's small.
Okay. So I'm assuming you are planning on like accessing through like the vents or something to get into the back area. So you won't need a key card to get back there. I think.
So let me talk this out. So Impulse and Choke will go in, check into the hotel, drop the spider. Spider goes through the vents, gets to the mainframe, gets special info and the room number. If we can get the spider back, Spider then can go behind the front desk, grab his key card, we can get a copy, and then we also have a copy to his room.
Sounds.
We can, and yeah, so the spider's going to get clarity access to the mainframe to get that information. And then after that, like at shift change or whatever at 11 o'clock, then Spiderbot's going to snag a card and bring it back to you guys in your room.
Yeah.
So we can get into his room.
And you can
Yes.
probably, I'd say, you guys would know, you probably grab one of like the general like staff cards, probably have access to all the rooms, and then you don't have to worry about it being overwritten, which we do have access to back there. So what I will have you will need to do is to act under pressure with your control of the spider bot to avoid detection as you are sneaking around back there. This is going to cover the entire thing.
And I gotta look up what my neural gear does, and that's the one thing I don't think I put down. Huh. Oh, there it is. Okay. Allows direct neural control, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it doesn't give me, it doesn't say, there's no mechanics on it.
Okay. Yeah, so probably no bonus, but you can control them neurally, so you don't have to like be operating it or like be sitting behind a keyboard or something. You can control using your implants.
And it is encrypted, and I have multitasking, so I can drive a vehicle and a drone at the same time.
Okay.
And their signal is
okay. So go ahead and roll plus cool.
All right. Come on now. Dice, don't fail me now. And 11.
11. That's fantastic. So 10 plus, you do it, no problem. So spider drone, so Choke and Impulse coming into the hotel, dressed to the nines. You come to check in as you have paid for the room. Are you guys checking in as Impulse and Choke, or are you just checking in as Maribel?
Yes, Ms. Marilee Marks.
Okay. And
Plus one.
And Jane Kovacs.
Okay. The two of you, the concierge says, "Right, I have your reservation right here. Here are your cards. Enjoy your stay."
Thank you so much.
And you surreptitiously sort of drop the little like rolled up ball of the spider drone, which kind of rolls across the marble floor a little bit, and then pops out all the legs and runs across the floor, kind of off to the corner behind one of these like ferns in the corner. It goes up the wall and then kind of unhooks the latches on the air vent and crawls inside. It makes its way along the air vent and then finally like one of its like optical like sensors kind of peeks through on the other side, and you see one of the concierges that is back there kind of has their jacket half unbuttoned and is kind of like stretching out on one of the armchairs or one of the like employee like rest areas, and there's a little bit of like a ding, and they look up, shit, and they like button their coat again and go heading out of the room on hooks, crawling like across the ceiling and then the wall and then down to the floor and then up to one of the big like mainframe towers where all these computers are connected to, and kind of inserts one of its probes into the drive at the tower, and suddenly clarity, you have access to the database. I'll go ahead and have you roll to log in.
Nice. Okay, and that's synth, right?
That is synth. Switching to our matrix display.
+1. That's 12.
Jeebus. Yeah, so 12 with, I don't know if you get anything. Oh, I lost that. Okay. Yeah, on 10 plus, you're in clean. So no, you're in the system, super easy, and you have access to everything. I'm just gonna give. So as far as doing anything, you find the room number, easy. It looks like Dr. Hamish is going to be staying. Dr. Xander Hamish is going to be staying on the 12th floor in room 1207.
Okay. Perfect. And can I see how long his reservation's for?
His reservation is to arrive Friday evening. He will be staying until he'll be checking out on Sunday.
All right. All right, guys. So this is the room, and he's checking out Sunday. So we should be good to get, into his room Saturday night.
You also notice there is another reservation attached to his.
Oh?
In the room adjoined to Mr. Hamish's, there's a reservation for somebody named West.
However, there is a adjoined room with somebody named Wes staying in there, so that's something we should keep in mind if we're gonna do that in his hotel room. Might want to keep it a little quiet.
Kind of want to know who this is.
I can try and find out.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, if we're talking like a colleague or, a friend. What?
Somebody gift that, please.
God.
Do you want? I would count this as a research roll.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a research roll.
Okay.
Which is +2. That is an 11.
Jeez, killing it with these rolls.
Finally.
You're right. So actually it's a 13. You.
Oh yeah, +2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't count.
So what you do is you find their information for the reservation, which includes their social security number. You use that to locate them, and what you find is their armed service records with Ares Aegis, documenting an extensive service history, most of it redacted. You gather probably some sort of retired Black Ops cyber soldier, currently working as personal security for Dr. Hamish.
So they could still be like this, but it sounds like it's security. I mean, they could still be more than that, but
It's very possible.
Maybe
but
he saved his life in the war. You never know.
you don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe recommend that we don't do this in his room.
Why?
I mean, we have choke.
he has a super soldier on standby.
And
I know we also have a super soldier, but again, just they wanted this kind of quiet, and I had a really fun idea. Instead of doing it by force, we could maybe, let it slip that we're just we're corporate spies from Catechism who are interested in some of their new tech.
I'll get it.
Well, we just tell him that he needs to cooperate for now, and then we'll let something slip about Catechism. He'll take that to his superiors, and, then we just watch the fun happen.
Uh,
Lets us get in, get out, doesn't let our employer get in trouble, although maybe our employer is Catechism, and if they are, fuck them, so.
So, just to clarify for
Mhm.
me, because I'm not technologically based. I mean, we do need to like touch the man.
Oh no,
Right.
you can still rough him up and get all your funds and stuff, but let's not kill him, and let's maybe not tangle with his hired fist.
Well, if he's got a hired fist, he's not just going to be with him in the hotel.
Fair.
and
Okay, you
okay.
deal with the hired fist, and then
You deal with the brain.
Choke seduces
Plug.
the hired fist.
Why do
It's
you?
brilliant.
Why do you want to set me up with someone so bad?
It's not just you. I think everyone should have someone special. But I just think seduction's a really interesting way to go about these things.
tell you what, Claire, at some point we will include seduction in the plan. I promise.
Sounds good.
Just
Okay.
when it seems right. Maybe we
Right.
won't like decide on it. We'll just, in the moment.
Okay. Okay, I can get on board with that, I guess.
Wonderful.
So,
Leave me out of it. I still think the hotel's the best option because if it's going to be the two of them, it's the two of them alone.
All right. Keep it quiet in the
Do
room,
the-
and then you.
That's what the chain's for.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know, Clarity, maybe he's into that.
maybe he is.
Get a
There you
twofer
go.
on that one.
Okay. So late night on
Everybody's happy.
Saturday. Well, I have these tickets though. I do have to be seen. Oh, perfect. I can gather a
still
little bit
think
of intel
we-
myself.
Well, I still think or the two of us, I don't know, you and someone else, go to the conference.
Oh no, you're coming with me.
Why?
Because it legitimizes me. I have a hired fist too.
Great. So we go to the conference, scope out the man and the hired fist gun,
And
whatever they
anyone
are.
else that happens to be around, for investigative purposes. What?
We scope them out,
Mhm.
say what's what, look at him, size him up. Then later on, get into the hotel room, take whatever's in his noggin.
Yeah, we're gonna need some tech for that, aren't we?
Yeah, you're asking the wrong lass.
Claire, do you
Yeah.
have like some sort of like portable downloading thingy?
Probably. I imagine that I do. I have my old one that I used before I had my eyes. Well, before I lost my eyes and got my new eyes.
Okay.
He should be
Is
able
that-
to plug it into his head or put it near his head, and it should be able to extract stuff, I guess.
Can you do that? Impulse. So we don't have to drag all four of us into a hotel.
Sure, if you give me the thing and tell me where to point it
Yeah.
plug it.
So she grabs a little thing that looks like a little USB, but with like a slightly different, like, plug, and it's like, here you go. So depending on what kind of neural stuff he has, you either need to find it on his head where it actually plugs in. But since he's the fancy doctor, he probably has the kind where he just kind of can place it on his forehead near the frontal cortex, and that's generally where it is. So,
Thank God. I
Frontal
hate the
lobe.
wetware. Ugh.
yeah. So, yeah, you should be able to just do that, hopefully, and then I can, from my end, access it and extract the data.
And we can either Swampy Sam for exfil when you guys need to get out. I can be in back, or we could get a different kind of truck, like one of the catering type trucks.
Well, I mean, it depends on how it goes. I'd say
know,
that's.
just
Oh
saying.
no, that's plan B. But I mean, plan A is just we take care of it, we slip away, and we go back to our hotel room.
How about double plan B? We have Spiderbot place some smoke charges in the vents, and if we need to, we pop them, and it looks like the hotel's on fire, and then everybody has to.
Oh, I could trigger the alarms if I need to.
We
Claire
know.
could definitely do that.
We know. Sorry, pro character. That's beautiful.
So, go to the conference, scope it out, see the
Scope him
doctor,
out.
see the face, follow him back, get into the hotel room,
Download.
see what's what when we need to leave.
I like it.
I'll bring the guns just in case.
Man.
So, is there
The
any
pistol
other
is silenced.
Helpful.
is there any other gear that you need to get? Are you doing smoke charges in the building? Okay, that is probably. I don't. Do you have that? Okay, then just double checking.
Yes, I do.
We still
listen,
have
In
some connections to talk
Yeah,
to.
I don't
In
know.
my adventurer's kit.
Yeah, so actually, this would be a perfect time for one of you to introduce a connection that you could get weaponry from. So Klaxon, probably. Yeah.
Sure. Let's call him Scooter.
Scooter.
It's like it's his call sign, and he was basically the guy who patched up my tank and my drones and stuff when we were in the war.
Okay.
And so now that's sort of where he's at. He's like a supply guy, a quartermaster, and he's running a black market out.
Okay. So you contact Scooter, who you give him a call and it's just like, yeah, what, buddy? What do you need?
Need some smoke charges.
Smoke charges. Yeah, I think I got those. How many you need?
Half dozen.
Hold on, let me look. You just hear some like just like in the background, just some things shifting, and then just like there's a like a crashing noise, and you hear multiple things. It's like shit, and then finally comes back. Yeah. I should have some. You know what? Since you helped me out with that job a while back, I can give it to you for a good price.
All right.
So
Works for me.
We'll say so. I think I was debating whether I was going to have you roll for this, and I think just narratively I sort of did that. So what we will do, I'm going to have you roll to hit the street with style just to see what happens.
Okay.
You're going to get the stuff either way. I just want to see whether you get anything extra.
I hit the street with style from my vehicle.
Yeah, it's hit the street.
I do it because I get my second skin when I'm in the vehicle. I get bonuses.
Okay.
And okay, someone's roll. This is hit the street, and oh no, that's a bad thing. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Nope, I don't do it through my vehicle.
Okay.
Because that would give me a -3 altogether.
Oh,
With my
yeah.
-1.
Don't do
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Nope. Just call. Just show up and get it.
Okay.
So -1 and style. Up. Can't reach the style button. Stupid. There we go. Oh god. Can't see the dice. Oh crap.
Like experience.
You do mark experience. So here's what he will do. He will sell them to you. You get your smoke charges. It is going to be, or we'll say for cost. Go into the cred just to get some examples here. I think 1 cred, probably basic restricted gear, sidearms, fighting was. This, yeah, one cred will cover you for this. I'm gonna advance the legwork clock though.
Yep. All right.
Which will put us at 2100.
I think it might be time to be done with legwork, fam.
Mm-hmm.
So you have your gear, you have a plan, you have methods of getting in, getting out. It sounds like you guys know what you want to do, right? Okay. That is step 2 of your mission completed. You all get an XP.
Hey.
You decide where, when, how. So you do that. That will be the legwork phase completed. And where you guys are at 2100. Unfortunately, based on where you guys have ended up, the action clock is going to start at 1500 for the beginning of this. So not too bad. Could have been worse.
Just
but
the one.
It's going to start 1 tick. So, where are we at for time? Yeah, we go and start this. So you guys have your plan. So that kind of skips us because again we've been kind of tenuous. You guys are like checked into the hotel and already there. We did like getting the room numbers and all that sort of stuff. We're gonna assume all the legwork with the smoke bombs and stuff happened before then. So your drone. Klaxon has made its way through the air vents like all throughout the building, planting these smoke charges all throughout to get ready for this. Currently, Choke and Impulse, the two of you are staying. You didn't hack in to get your room, and you didn't want to pay for like top dollar like suites. So you guys are on a lower floor, like 4th floor of the building, and. Yeah, so you attend the conference on Saturday? Is that the plan? All right.
Go to the panel.
So you want to go to the panel that Dr. Hamish is doing? Okay, so the two of you go to attend the panel. I assume Clarity is back at the... Are you all the way back at the workshop still? Just doing everything remotely?
Yeah, it sounds like they decided Clarity was best left behind.
The other option is because I'm sitting in the hover tank out back. You could be in the tank.
Yeah, I could be in the back of the tank probably.
Okay.
I think Clarity would insist on being part of it somehow.
Being close enough. Yeah.
She's part of it. She's an integral
I was gonna
part
say,
of it.
Aside
She's
from
like
basically doing the whole thing so far.
So Clarity, and Clarity is going to need to have access because once the download begins, she's going to be responsible for handling that. So Impulse, you're just going to stick the device, and Clarity's going to handle the actual download there. So Clarity and Klaxon in the tank, parked somewhere off, like at the arcology, but out of sight.
Close enough to do a pickup if we need to.
Okay. So you guys, Choke and Impulse, you check in. Choke wearing her fancy leather trench coat, overcoat.
Still mad about it.
The Impulse looking fabulous.
I mean, decked to the nines, but more corporate, more streamlined.
Gotcha. So you guys walk around the conference for a while. You see dozens of displays and receive pamphlets and all sorts of pitches for all these new drugs that Soma is developing. You see like their banners hanging all over the place with their slogans, like "Be well, be better," and working for a healthier world, all just again plastered on everything all around the center. You don't have any issue getting in. Your passes work. Nobody really pays too much attention to you. You look
As
like you're
we're
about to do something.
here?
Yeah.
Could I gather some evidence?
Okay.
Oh, this is a
Um,
fucking racket.
It always is, my love. But the important thing is to figure out, who's a better snake oil salesman. Follow the money. So, when you gather evidence to break a story, I would roll mind.
Okay.
What I'm gathering now is that I need to gather evidence several times
Okay.
in order to actually break my story. So I'm trying to basically outrun the noise clock that's attached to my story clock. So every time I gather evidence, if it goes good, then I get to advance my story clock. If it doesn't go so good, then I have to advance the noise clock.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, just chatting people up, checking out the speakers, the exhibits, and also asking those hard-nosed questions about, but where's that research come from? Who do you really work for? Mind. Nine.
All right. What do you get on a 9?
On a 9. Hold 1. Let's see. You get the evidence, but you tip your hand to someone implicated in your story. So I would say advance the noise clock, it looks like, for the story.
Okay.
But I also do get to advance. So basically advance both of them, story clock and noise clock.
Gotcha. So you chat up some people while you are attending the conference, talking to some professionals and doctors, and trying to get some information. You're looking specifically on like human testing for some, trying to read between the lines a little bit. Some people are chatty, have had a few drinks, talk about some lines that have been blurred and cut with their research, and others are less receptive to you and tell you to go kick rocks. But you spend most of the morning and early afternoon going back and forth, and you get a little bit of information, but probably not as much as you'd like.
Fair enough.
Finally, you do attend the panel that is being given by Dr. Xander Hamish, as well as a few other of his colleagues. There's probably about 6 doctors on the panel in total, and there's a crowd of people in this conference hall there to listen, and they give their presentation, talking about the nature of their study, the demographics that there's a lot of technical like setup, and they talk about like the parameters of it and what they were looking at, and there's a lot of jargon that they use, but you do gather that the basis of the panel is talking about the treatment of like PTSD and other anxiety disorders on a diverse number of, say, some former soldiers and people like EMS workers and things like that, and others just more like civilian populations and people dealing with those conditions. And finally, Dr. Hamish does give his presentation, talks about his research, and at one point he does talk about, he says, he's a pretty nicely dressed gentleman. You can see paid good amount for his service. Wearing, if you watch like Alien, and they all wear like their suits, and they have, but except they just have like a little popped collar on it. That's essentially like his aesthetic. It's like minimalistic, fantasy or minimalistic, sci-fi, business professional. And
Is he good looking?
he is fairly good looking, a little like sort of plain. He's kind of older, maybe in his late 50s, early 50s. There's not much remarkable about him. Kind of a thicker set of like horned rimmed glasses, nicely like trimmed facial hair. His hair is closely cut, but a little bit balding near the front. Like I said, he's not unattractive, but he's not really remarkable in any way. And he,
as he's talking, I'm just like leaning over to Impulse, being like, I find with men, the more nicely dressed they are, the easier they are to scare.
So this should be easy, right? I do like the glasses, though.
Not the most practical. I'm scanning for his security too. It's like, where is this fool?
okay, so yeah, I think roll assess.
Four.
Perfect. I'm gonna advance the action clock with that.
Bad.
You're trying to look around. What I am going to give you with assess, because I think you do that. Yeah, I'll give you. I'm going to give you what you're looking for. But here's what happens. So you're looking around, and Dr. Hamish is doing his talk and like leans in the microphone and says, "Yes, we've been doing some interesting studies along the same lines as my colleagues here have already addressed. Currently working closely with some colleagues of mine on a, this is fairly new, but we've been working on a cybercerebral adrenaline inhibitor used to treat these sort of extreme cases. You can look forward to seeing our research that will be published in the next installment, the next edition of the Soma Medical Journal. I find we've had some interesting results that we're very excited about in seeing come to light in the coming months. That's all I can say there, due to some NDAs, but very promising. And as you're looking around the room, you do see there are a few security guards lining, but there's one near Dr. Hamish's side of the room. Jason Statham, but thicker, is kind of what I would go for, describe him as. Shaved head, square jaw, rectangular jaw. It's so square. He is standing behind him. You standing kind of like a shadow to Dr. Hamish off stage, and is scanning the crowd. And as you see him, he sort of locks eyes with you too, Choke. And there's a moment where you can see him also sort of scan the crowd for threats, and he does seem to notice you, and you kind of stand out in this crowd a little bit.
I would imagine probably the biggest person in the room by
like,
a country mile.
Yeah. He's probably the only person in this room that is physically bigger than you. Yeah. And he does seem to notice you and keep an eye on you.
He's like if Hobbs and Shaw were one person.
Yeah, he's Hobbs and Shaw in one, rolled into one.
He is both Hobbs and Shaw.
All right. So he does.
Can't wait to be best friends or kill him. We'll see.
All right, but you attend the conference or the panel. It wraps up. There's a polite applause, and the attendees begin to file out. Are you guys retiring to your room? Are you planning on the job? Is there anything else you want to do between now and the time of the run?
I'm just going to, I think, warn Impulse that he'll probably be on the lookout for me specifically.
I guess I could go live then, and you just appear to definitely be my security.
Suppose. I told
Yeah,
you.
I'll just
Stand out.
Well, that's okay, because again, sometimes it's worth it. If I could just get you like just your shoulder, like in the shot, that would be perfect.
Do I have to keep wearing the coat?
Actually, your well, no, because your bare arm is rather recognizable. So maybe for your own safety, keep the coat on.
Fine.
It makes your shoulders look even bigger.
Yeah, but pointy.
It's in, I promise you. All right, just a little more. Yeah, perfect. So she'll go live and, talk about new, potentially cosmetic things or whatever. And she'll put on her Merrily and do it up.
I
Okay.
act like I'm supposed to be there.
Okay. Choke awkwardly in the background. All right. Try to draw some heat. Anything exciting happening in the van during this long watch?
I did want to ask, what is that like? Because basically this is like a dorm room. Basically, it's the walls are all graffitied, and it's where he lives. It's his room in the hideout is in the tank. So, and how do we get along? I guess.
Is this like my college dorm room, which is two total introverts just sitting there like reading a book and in companionable silence for 8 hours at a time? Is this what's going on?
Clarity is just rambling. I think she's like, so then I was like, I don't know. It was in Kuwait and I wasn't really thinking, I wasn't thinking. And I can't believe I let it happen like that the way it did, but he was kind of cute, I guess. So I'm not really angry about it. And I've never actually been to Kuwait, so I don't know why I'm telling you any of this.
And Claxon was nodding along until you said the you actually haven't been there, and then he does the head swirl thing, and then he blinks at you a couple times, and then I guess he would be like, "Do you want a drink or something? A soda, a sandwich?" He's got like a little like college dorm fridge bolted to the floor, and basically wire run from this like basically nuclear engine to a refrigerator.
I need my snacks.
I don't know. I could go for like an energy drink or something. I mean, I'm already like really, really energetic right now. I'm really feeling it, but I guess I could go for a little bit more.
He's like already bringing a couple over. He's like, mocha coffee kappa something or other, or the 0 cal tastes like nothing.
I'll just mix them together, I guess.
And he hands them both, and then he goes back like again, he's almost too tall to be in the tank because the roof of the tank is like 7 foot, and so he has to actually duck under a few things, and so he like shoulder slumps and he doesn't have to duck under anything, and then gets himself something out of the freezer or out of the fridge, and then
she's just like double fisting the energy drinks.
He's like, well, we could pop a hole in him. You could shotgun the things.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that in a really long time.
He pulls out a multi-tool and clicks it open. He's like, okay, go. And like a quart of energy drank like that.
This is apparently what they do when they are left alone.
That's where all our money is going.
It's fucking energy drinks.
Oh
Is
boy.
you guys shotgunning energy drinks in the tank?
During a very important mission that we were given.
Yeah. So
Well,
as
she'll be awake.
Because I can't see either one of them being the type to be like, okay, yep, we're just gonna sit here now for several hours.
Fill the silence. Fill the silence.
So that was that was the
it's the
first 10
reason-
minutes of the
Exactly.
10-hour watch that you guys are on.
Exactly. And that's why he has the multitasking thing, because like, you know, at some point he's flying the sewage drone around and then still talking at the same time.
Okay. Well, so Ansel, you guys don't need to come next week because we're just gonna play out in real time the
Oh,
exchange.
perfect.
Between,
Yeah, no, that's
Claxton and
great.
Clarity.
We'll be in chat. Yeah.
Yeah. This is my favorite show.
Awesome.
Our
So
newest buddy cop movie.
so what I'm gonna say, because we're gonna wrap things up, the panel ends. Choke and Impulse, after doing your live stream, head out of the conference center, following a good 100 feet or so behind Dr. Xander Hamish and West as they head back to the hotel room in the early evening, and you are planning to carry out this job as Claxton and Clarity are just like buzzing on mixed energy drinks in the tank. And yeah, that's where we're gonna end our session here for tonight, and we'll come back next week to finish this mission and move on to the next one. Awesome job, guys. It's just ridiculous. I'm loving these characters already. I think there's no end of session moves here, so I'm feeling like I need to do something, but we don't really need to. Any parting thoughts from you guys before we?
They definitely come back next week to figure out, because we haven't even discussed what music the two of them try to listen to.
No.
Right.
Also, I know by the end of this, we will need to have some sort of emblem for Idis that is like the apple with the Mickey ears.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Yeah.
It really needs to happen.
Yeah. Lots of things I need to get together for now. I need to get the alarm sound for when Clarity needs to speak with anyone, the fire alarm. I'm going to get a lot of stuff ready for next week now that I know your characters a little bit better. So yeah, thank you everyone out there for watching. As I've said a couple times now, we will be back next Friday to pick up this mission or continue this mission and see where it's at. You can join us for all sorts of shows. In the meantime, our next stream after this one will be tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time. Sorry. It's a game I'm running. I should know what time it's at. It's going to be our Saturday night's Apocalypse. It's a D&D 5th edition. As I said, I run it. Savannah plays in it, as well as a bunch of other people. We're currently playing the Prince of the Apocalypse campaign with a bunch of twists in it. And it's a great time to jump in and say hi. And
I play a very different character in that one.
Yeah, very different.
I'll say.
But that'll be our next game after this. Check out our schedule below for everything else that's going on. You can also join our Discord to talk to us about all these games, react to it live if you're watching these on VODs. We love to hear your reactions to the shows you're watching. You can catch all of our announcements for new things that are happening, which I will plug the new edition, or the returning, mostly new addition to our channel, Wild Space, coming back on this Thursday after a brief 2-year hiatus. We will be rejoining the story with new character, old characters. It's gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be Thursday at 8 o'clock. But yeah, that's it. Thank you to my players for joining me on this. You guys are doing awesome, and have made this so much easier for me. And I'm looking forward to seeing how everything goes with missions to come, with more twists and turns in the future. Thank you everyone out there for watching, and our new followers tonight. You guys are awesome. Definitely come back and watch more, because we're gonna be doing this hopefully for a while. And yeah. Anything? One last shout out to you guys. Anything you guys want to plug? You guys got going on, or any other fun stuff? No? Okay. Well, like I said, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you next time. And until then, good game, and good night, Internet.